Hello everybody, Flick here. It's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at BattleTech by Harebrained Schemes, who you may know as the people who brought you the most recent Shadowrun games. Shadowrun Returns, Shadowrun Dragonfall, and Shadowrun Hong Kong. The former two I really liked. The third one I didn't take to, honestly, and never finished, but the other two were excellent. Also, this music is getting quite loud. So let me load into my campaign as I talk. BattleTech, Mech Warrior, whatever you want to call it, is a very old series. This music is very loud. It will stop once we get into my game. Yeah, it's a game about mechs. You are a mech warrior, and specifically in this game you run a company that's just trying to get by in space. So there's a lot of overworld stuff where you're just managing your funds and going on miscellaneous missions. The main story of the game is that you are trying to help a deposed princess take back her planet from her evil uncle. But honestly, even though I've spent, let me check Steam, 6 hours with the game already, I've done like 2 story missions outside of the tutorial because I've just been doing all the miscellaneous contracts you can take on as part of running your company, which are fun, and the battle system is great. So you've kind of got the 2 parts. You've got the overworld XCOM type stuff where you're managing your company, which we're going to go into in a second here. And then you have the actual missions, which play out, I guess, similarly to XCOM as well, but you'll see more about that as we go in. And as I thought, it gets much quieter here, so I should have saved my blurb for when there wasn't music booming in my ears. But still, this is a review copy provided to me by EPR Company, representing Harebrained Schemes. These are just first impressions, don't take it as a review, even though I am in 6 hours deep into this campaign. As I say, I've barely touched the story mode, and there's a lot more to it. But anyway, you have an XCOM style timeline. I'm going to use that as my kind of comparison point because anyone familiar with my channel will have probably seen one of the many seasons I did of XCOM. So it's a good comparison point, I feel. But these are things I have in progress. I've got a couple of mechs I needed to repair. And we also have a financial report, which is kind of like our end of month type thing. Happens quicker than you would think. Traveling from planet to planet in this can take weeks. My current funds are up here. And then you have the ship itself. And our morale, which I'll talk more about once we're actually in combat. So from the ship, you can do a bunch of stuff. You can hire new mech warrior pilots, you can buy mechs, you can buy guns, you can pick up contracts, be it main mission ones or side ones. You can manage your mech warriors that you've already recruited, including yourself, and then you've also got your mechs in your mech bay. And then navigation, don't need to worry about. Captain's quarters, that's how you customise your company. Mine is called Flick's Marauder stuff, and I kind of went with the Scottish kind of looking thing. But let's have a look at, I mean, we can do mech warrior stuff after we've done a mission. We'll go over skill trees and stuff more then, but this is my roster of pilots. I have a pilot called God. He's actually called Godfrey, but it shortens it to God, and that's the only reason I hired him, so I could say that I have God as my pilot. The mech bay is more important though. This is where our big stompy robots are, and it is the fun part of the game. Getting used to how to customize these things and operate them is the most complicated part of the game, and is definitely the first hurdle new players will come across. There's tutorials and whatnot, but the actual playable tutorial with the story at the start, it covers the basics of like, here's how you move, here's how you shoot. It doesn't go into the deeper stuff that I feel like I wish it did, kinda, because I've been stumbling through, but I've gotten there, so it's possible to get there. Anyway, I do have a few mechs that are needing repaired, like this one. This is my Blackjack, I believe, yes. And this is my Vindicator, which is getting repaired in 12 days. And then we also have 2 that aren't in need of repair. Shadowhawk, which I think was like a pre-order bonus or something. If I hadn't had this, I would have had to restart the campaign, because the first mission outside of a tutorial, I actually lost a mech, and a pilot was out of commission for like 4 months. But luckily I had this to take up the space. I also recently built this fire starter, but I'm not sure what I'm doing with him. Yeah, he's not super powerful. We've got a Centurion here who's also getting repaired, but that's going to take 21 days, which is pretty rough. Then we have a Panther, which I have set up to be a bit of a sniper. Like, he's not got many guns, but this one gun here, the PPC, it's something cannon. Particle Projector Cannon. Super long range, very high damage sniper, which is pretty nice. Alright, well let's go on a mission. I'm not going to do any story stuff, and I'm not going to discuss any like story revelations other beyond what I've already said, which is just the setup. You're helping a princess. That's it. So, as far as side missions, we have 2 to choose from, and they're both 17 days away. Cease and desist and interrupted exercise. You can see what the max pay is, max salvage, and how it will affect our reputation, also the difficulty level. It's a destroy base mission. That's just a straight up fight. Okay. I would like the more money, honestly, because we're about to roll over to a new month, and every time a month rolls over, I'm losing almost 300 grand, which is pretty steep. So we have intel that a local pirate organization is conducting military exercises on this backwater world, and it's a Martian land. Okay. It's an opportunity to covertly advance Capellan's interest in the region. We need to use the deniable force to intercept their drills and provide them with some live fire exercise instead. We believe there's a primary lance of mechs. A lance is a squad of 4 mechs, essentially. And a supporting lance of vehicles. Only the mechs are important, but if possible, eliminating the vehicles would be valuable. Alright, let's negotiate. So when you want to do a contract, you negotiate with them. Do you want more money, or do you want more salvage? Or dibs on very specific salvage? So after a mission, you might have a selection of like mech parts, guns, ammo, and it's like, okay, if you've agreed that I have a salvage stat of 2, that means I guarantee myself 2 bits of salvage. I can pick whatever I want and those are mine. Then you get a bunch randomly assigned, so you might not get everything you want. So if we wanted to, we could negotiate for more, but we get less money. Or we could negotiate for more money, and now usually the salvage goes down, but in this case it's actually the rep bonus. Oh, that's the max pay. That's not the... If I do that, I don't get any rep bonus. I honestly don't really need the salvage guarantee right now, so... Yeah, let's do that. We'll go for 229 grand, because that almost covers my monthly costs. We'll get 1 salvage guaranteed, and we get a little bit of positive rep with this, with the Capellan Confederation, who I've never done any jobs for yet. Okay, let's accept. And then we have to leave. So it will take us to our destination, and on the way we might get FTL-style events, where we just have to pick a decision. You do set up a past fair character, and depending on the past you pick, you can have certain unique dialogue options, or unique paths you can take. The game is made in Unity for those who care, and I believe it was kickstarted successfully. And it is available on the 24th of April, so I think you'll be seeing this on the day it releases, actually. Oh, before I go on though, this is our end of month costs, so yeah, almost 300,000 down the pan. That's how it's spent on our mechs, on our salaries. If I don't want that fire starter, I should probably get rid of it, because it's costing me 12 grand a month. You also get to pick how much you invest in morale. I guess this is like expenses, it'll raise all their salary or something. I just keep it on normal. I don't find morale that useful, honestly. Not yet. And let's carry on. So yeah, you might be seeing this on the day it releases, 24th of April, and it's available for the slightly steeper than normal price of £34.99 in British pounds, or there's a special edition which I think comes with that Shadowhawk mech for £41.99. I also forgot to mention that the publisher is Paradox Interactive, who does all those grand strategy games and what have you. Now, again, keep in mind these are first impressions, but my first impressions are, it's a little hard to get into because it doesn't give you enough information or easy access to the information required to know everything you're supposed to be doing. But it's fun. And the overworld stuff, it can be a little bit daunting seeing all these menus and whatnot. It's honestly, the overworld stuff is the simplest part. It's really easy to get to grips with after a couple of missions. But anyway, we're here where we need to be. My Centurion is not repaired and needs 4 more days. Also, one of my pilots is out for 21 days. We'll go without the Centurion. The Centurion is great. It's a punching mech mostly, which is great fun. But we'll try it without, because that means I have to use my sniper one, which isn't too bad. So now we'll get to set up who's going. So I'm going in my trusty blackjack, which part of your ancestral story you can set up. No matter what you do, you somehow get your family's blackjack. So then we have Medusa, and he is in the Vindicator. The Vindicator, fire support brawler. Glitch, you usually are my sniper. I could take the fire starter for a run. The thing with the fire starter is its main weapons are flamers. Flamers are super short range and they don't do much damage. What they do is they overheat the mech so that other people can shoot them. That's not necessarily my playstyle. Whereas sniping, especially because Glitch has a gunnery skill of 6, we'll talk about stats more once we've done a mission, that means she's got a much better chance to hit. So take my sniping mech. Now we need somebody to pilot Shadowhawk because Behemoth, who is my normal pilot, is wounded. Let's bring God. With God on our side, we can't possibly lose. You also notice that the mechs have initiative types. These are based on how heavy they are. The higher the number, the faster they are. So if you have a super light mech, usually it's initiative 4 or 5, I think. Bog standard mechs are initiative 3, so that's like normal speed, let's say. An initiative order determines the order in which mechs go. Anyway, let's deploy and see what this mission is like. We're already 10 minutes into the video and I haven't even shot a mech. It's unacceptable, but there's so many menus. And I don't want that to sound like a bad thing, but I wanted you to see some of the menus just to understand that not a big part of the game, but a fair part of the game is going through the menus between missions, organising your pilots, organising your mechs. You can't really ignore it. Like, as far as I'm aware, there is recommended setups for mechs, but I don't think there's like a equip the best setup based on the equipment I have option. At least I haven't seen it. We can have a look together after the mission.
Command interface initiated.
Now I'm used to playing with the camera kind of like the default distance back, which is this, quite far away. If it's for the purposes of the video, it might not do the game justice. But anyway, we've got mechs over here, and we're on a Martian landscape. I'm not actually sure how that affects us. It might lower our chance to hit if it's dusty. So yeah, you can zoom right in, and you can use Q and E to spin to have a little look at your mechs, if you like. Like that, and it spin out. I must admit, the blackjack design was never one of my favourites. I did play like previous Mech Warrior games. Vindicators I like, Centurions I like, Panthers I think their faces are stupid. But that's, again, just me. Shadowhawks I don't actually remember, and they're fine. They remind me of an old cartoon that I've forgotten the name of. It may actually have been a BattleTech cartoon now I think about it. Anywho, so enemies are generally in that direction somewhere. We might encounter smaller enemies first. So before you get into combat, you can just move your mechs. Not simultaneously, but like I can tell my mech, you're sprinting up here, you're sprinting up here, and they're all just going to do it. Turn order doesn't matter yet until one enemy sees me. And I do take a little bit of an issue with the game's method of like starting combat. It's very similar to discovering a pod in XCOM, in that one person will walk into enemy line of sight, combat is now triggered. The other robots don't get to move into, I call them robots, not mechs, how dare I. They don't get to move into position first, like the turn order has begun, and it puts you at a disadvantage, which I don't like, but I understand there's probably not a better way to do it. High ground does matter in the game, so I'd like to assault them from up here if possible. So let's try and get into combat, and then I'll talk more about this, because you'll be seeing like pop-ups for skills here, like that say evasive. Oh, we got seen. Yeah, evasive, we'll talk more about that now. Where did we get seen? Oh, we got seen by an enemy mech and an enemy mech. We don't know what they are yet until they come into line of sight. Nope, he's still out of line of sight. Okay. So we're on initiative order 4. This is the initiative turns. Me and then a mech are going to go, and then it's going to go to turn 3, and 3 of my mechs are going to go, assuming we don't find an enemy unit who's then faster than us. Again, that's a little complicated. You can choose to bank your turn by pressing reserve if you like. Like, see, I don't want Glitch to go because she's the fastest one, she's getting a turn. I can reserve her turn so that she waits till the next phase. But she is a sniper, so let's see, can I get you anywhere where you can get line of sight? Yes, if I put you there, you can see whatever this mech is. I don't think I can get that one though. So, generally you can do, like, you can stand still and fire, you can move once and fire, you can sprint, which gives up your ability to fire. If you've equipped your mech with jump jets, you can also do a jump move. You can also jump on top of enemy mechs. It hurts like hell, but it's hilarious. Alright, I'm going to move you up there because that will give you a high ground bonus, and we're going to have you face that way. So, if you move during a turn, you get evasive points, and they reduce damage done to you if an enemy shoots at you, but it uses it up like a charge, and generally smaller mechs move much further, so they get more charges of evasive. Bigger mechs can stay still and get entrenched, which gives them a defense bonus. So what do we have here? We have here a little one, a Locust. They are very weak, but they have, well, he's guarded, which is what that shield means, and he has 4 points of evasion, which probably means poor old Glitch here is going to miss. She's got a 55% chance to hit with a sniper shot. There's all the things that are influencing it right there. We'll give it a go. She actually hit it. And she destroyed one of the armor pieces. Right, let's see what this is. A Jenner. I've ran into one of these previously. And they shot at glitch. So health bars, the really white parts are armor. That's health, and if it turns orange, it means part of your armor has been blown off completely and some of your health is exposed. So that's what we did to the Locust down there. His health is now exposed on that side because we damaged the armor there. Alright, so now we get to pick who goes next out of me, God, or Medusa. Well, Shadow, good old God.
Yes, Commander.
His voice is hilarious as well. He is close by to the new mech that we've seen. So let's move him up there. Gives him the high ground bonus. The reason one of those red lines is an arc means that you can't fire directly, but you can fire indirectly with missiles. And missiles don't do much damage, but they have a high chance of staggering the mech. And if you fill up a stagger bar, there's a lot of mechanics. Which is this bar here, the mech will fall over. Anyway. There's all the weapons. You can choose not to fire all your weapons if you like, and there is reasons to do that sometimes. Like if a mech's one hit away from death, you don't really want to fire everything because it generates heat, and your mechs can overheat. In this case though, I want to have the best chance of doing damage, so everything is firing. We've got a 35%, 45%, 35, 7, 15. Do it.
Firing all weapons.
Miss. Miss. The laser hit, I think, and that was it. That was a big whiff from God there. Alright, so now any enemies in this initiative field?
I've got eyes on
Oh.
hostile reinforcements.
Okay.
Heading your way.
So that means we need to kill these faster then, because there's backup coming. It's only a little tank, they're pretty weak. Alright, let's see here. I don't think I can get... Is that going to count as high ground? It might count as high ground, let's try it. No, that's equal ground. Alright, here we go. My mech's pretty damaging, let's see if it hits though. Ooh, that was a lot of whiffs. Did quite good armor damage. And he's only got 2 points of evasion left.
Yep.
Alright, Medusa. If I move you there, you can fire directly. What if I jump you up there? I think his line of sight is blocked slightly. Let's move you there. So there's no grids, XCOM style. You can just kind of move freely.
Confirmed.
Ah, I missed with a good railgun shot. Did expose structure though, so we can do internal damage. Mechs get destroyed if their internal health goes down or if their pilots die. And pilots have a set number of wounds they're allowed to take. Oh, that is the vehicle that we just saw shooting from a mile away. And that filled 1 bar on the topometer. The little chevron that's on the topometer, I believe that makes them unsteady if it goes past that, which is like a lower chance to hit on your next turn.
I'm showing minor damage.
Speaking of next turn, I believe it will be Glitch and one enemy. This enemy down here, because it's just as fast as she is. Although again, it's not the pilot that's fast, it's the mech type they're piloting. Yeah, so... Oh, there's now 3 enemies in this initiative order. So Glitch is going to go, and then that'll go, and then those tanks will probably go. Okay. Well, you do want to do your turn. Your best bet is to shoot him because he has less charges of evasion. Now what we can do is use up some of our morale bar, which you use to do special abilities. I'm not sure I want to do that yet, because we can do precision strike to hit the area we've blown the armor off. But I think for now we just want to shoot. 70% chance, I like those odds.
This should be good.
And now we're guarded and entrenched, so we'll take less damage. Hey, we destroyed its left arm. LA's left arm. We also did 1 wound to the pilot. Is that a new one or no? That's the one we hit. Okay, interesting. He went behind the rocks to shoot out of line of sight, and there's a 3rd new mech over there, who is getting their turn now after the Jenner, which is backing up because it's wounded. It didn't really get a good hit there.
Warning.
Oh, never mind. It totally did. It hit me in the head.
Injury.
It's just a random unlucky chance that can happen, unfortunately. So that's 1 wound on my wound bar. And you can see along the bottom how many wounds you have left. Like I have 3 wounds left. God has 3 total. Glitch has 4, Medusa has 4. Anywho, oh, there's actually, yeah, there's 4 mechs in this lance. That's dangerous.
Copy that.
I trust Shadowhawk. That's the mech, not the pilot. I don't trust God, I trust Shadowhawk. Now then, we need to start learning these numbers.
Roger that.
Hit him in the leg, pretty good. One more good hit on him and he's dead. Yeah, so these tanks that are shooting at me off screen, they're initiative 4 as well. They're not particularly dangerous, as I was saying. Let's see.
Orders.
Actually, you know what? That isn't the wound bar at all. I totally forgot. That is the overheat bar. The wound bar is just along the bottom. So if I was to move and fire, he'd be super close to overheating. Yeah, that's my bad. I totally forgot about the bar actually showing you. Ah, but if I fire, I can only fire with my rockets. I've got to move him up. If for nothing else, then he's got a lot of armor remaining, so I'd rather be shot at him. I do have a complaint about how the AI acts. Line of sight is blocked, and it will overheat me if I fire. Alright, we're just going to brace. So yeah, like I mentioned, in the, not the tutorial mission, but the first proper mission after that, I lost a mech entirely. And the AI, it's not, I wouldn't call it smart and I wouldn't call it dumb, it's just very simplistic. In that if you've got a mech that's almost dead, they'll do everything in their power to destroy it, even at the cost of their own safety, and even at the cost of exposing their backs, which means you can do more damage to them, to your stronger mechs. Like imagine, like this little mech was mine, it's super damaged. The AI would just go hard on it just to make sure to screw you over in the long term by destroying it, even though it would expose them to my hardest hitting mechs up here. It's not smart AI. It's just, it's designed to annoy more so than anything else, I feel. So I wasn't pleased when I saw that. I've had it happen twice. Like I had 2 small kind of rubbish mechs that were used for scouting more than damage. You are still getting line of sight blocked. I did not place you well. Alright, just brace then. I should have jumped him onto the hill up here.
I'm being flanked.
Luckily, because it's out of sight and it's rockets, it doesn't do much damage. I'm more worried about it toppling over the mech, honestly. There's going to be 4 vehicles. They usually die in 1 hit,
Enemy flanking.
but they're not the threat. The mechs in front of me are the threat. Okay, so we rolled round yet? Nope, 1 more. See what I mean? They all shot at the same target. They're picking on my most armoured mech when really they should have been hitting Medusa.
What can I
He's
do
in a
for ya?
weaker mech, his back's exposed as well. It just, their target priority is all kind of out of whack. This line of sight blocked. Yeah, now I know why they went over there. Although apparently you have... No, it's still line up with sight blocking there. That's infuriating. Alright, well you've just got to move up. Oh!
Good
I
to
accidentally
go.
clicked on someone else, my bad. On the plus side, because she's sprinting... Hang on, there we are. Because she's sprinting... No, I want to go on the... This one, there we are. She's going to have a bunch of charges of evasion, and she'll cool down a little bit, I think, because she's not firing this turn. Yeah, that's like at least 2 stacks of evasion. It's a shame I had to waste her turn, though. Is that walking backwards? It is walking backwards. Yeah, he's got 1 stack of evasion left, but he's also still guarded, so he's taking less damage. Actually, maybe that's why they didn't fire him, because he's guarded and God isn't. It would make more sense to shoot at God if God isn't guarded. Yeah, he has no stacks of evasion and is not guarded. They should be hitting him. Vindicator, piloted by Medusa, has more armor and is guarded. So, again, they're making very poor choices with their targets. I didn't quite catch who that mech was. Oh, it's a sniper. Okay, he's dangerous.
Damage is light.
Alright.
How's it going? On the move.
Rough terrain lowers your ability to travel far. Alright.
Here we go.
Goodbye. Destroyed the head, so the pilot was killed instantly. That's why he blew up. Who's the next obvious choice? Probably me. I could, yeah. I think the other two are bigger threats, the two Panthers, because they can do a lot of damage with their snipers. But I think my Blackjack can take out that mech. I don't want to get too close actually, because that would give them a flanking opportunity. Yeah, we're not going after you. We are going after you.
All weapons committed.
We got lucky there. We destroyed an ammo thing, which instantly blew up one of his arms, and that caused an explosion, which then killed the pilot. Medusa. Now, if Medusa wanted, Medusa could walk up to that Panther and punch it in the face. It's got a lot of armor, though. Maybe what I should do is a precision strike. So to call a cold shot against a target at -4 difficulty, in other words, you have a higher chance of hitting, the target's next initiative is reduced by 1. In other words, it becomes slower. It costs 10 of my morale, but my morale is maxed out right now, so yeah, let's do it. And we're going to do it on you. We're going to do... Oh, wait, no. Cold shot on you. So we get to choose where we're shooting. Usually I just go for center mass because it's the highest chance of getting a lot of damage. So we're going to do a cold shot at the center torso. Good chance to hit. Here we go.
Engage.
Even if we miss, he still gets the -1 initiative, which might be helpful. The other super special skill I have is like super defense for a turn for one mech. I think it's got the same morale cost. Maybe these should mostly miss because Glitch has got super evasion. Yeah. Did like 8 damage total, I think. I think about the vehicles, as in like tanks and whatnot, I feel like they have a little bit too much movement. I don't mind that they can shoot indirect fire because I can do that as well. But yeah, I feel like their movement is a little too high. I had a mission where I had to chase a supply convoy, and if I'd went to, or the first time I did it, I went to where the game indicated I should go to stop the convoy. The convoy was already past that point when I got there using medium-sized, relatively normal speed mechs. And it was impossible to catch them. So I restarted the mission and went ahead of where it was telling me to go. Did it fine. Alright, Glitch. Can you see those tanks? No, they're going to crest the hill in one turn. Okay. Hopefully kill this Panther. No, but he did make it unsteady and blew off one of his arms, so now all it can do is punch, I think, unless it's guns in its torso. It might have missiles in its torso. Okay, got me a little good there.
Warning. Armor low.
Yeah, it almost blew open the armor on my left side, I think. Okay. I would like... Hang on, let me see. God, you've got a fist, right? Yeah. Can you punch this man to death, please? No, I don't want... No. I want you to come down from that... It seems like I can only punch him from this side, even though that shouldn't be the case. But yes, by all means, please punch him. I could also just jump on him, but this is also fun.
Moving to position. Putting my weight into it. Target eliminated.
He didn't use his fist, just used his face. I mean, that's fine too. I'm not going to question God. Now, if we destroy that last mech, I think the mission is over. Actually, no, we'll probably get a rendezvous point to escape. But if I destroy the convoy that's sent to protect them as well, then we get extra rewards, and I don't need to run away. Rough terrain. No, I don't want rough terrain. Hello there, Panther friend. Now die.
All weapons committed.
Busted open the armor somewhere. Left pauldron, I think, or sorry, right pauldron. Alright, Medusa's got a turn and then that's it. We can't see it because of a height difference there, but if he goes there he can see it.
Copy that.
That's going to overheat him. Still do it.
Copy that.
So now he's overheated, so he's going to take some structural damage, even though he still has armor.
Vehicle destroyed.
Yep, there we go. And I'm going to have to use a turn cooling down. If the place you're fighting in has water, you can also just walk or jump into the water and you cool down automatically. And if you have heat sinks in your mechs, they lose a certain amount of heat per turn. I don't know if that one has any though. See, also, it would make more sense for them to shoot at the mech that's sitting there overheated, I guess. Well, maybe they're shooting at him because he doesn't have as many, or her rather, because she doesn't have as many procs of evasion, but honestly,
Fire damage, Commander.
he can't do anything to defend himself. He's not guarded. Again, questionable decisions of who they're going after. Alright, so if I leave God and myself to take out that Panther, the other two can go take on the tanks.
I hear ya. Ready, set.
And we will brace. If I fire one more time, I'm going to overheat as well. So in that case, we probably want God to do the dirty work.
Receiving you.
Very close to making an insensitive religious joke there.
Affirmative.
What ability do you have against sensor lock? Oh, I should have been using that to get rid of evasive charges. I forgot you had it.
Acknowledged.
Okay, we injured the pilot. He's close to getting shaken, and he's close to overheating as well. Well, I could actually just... Oh, I can't reach him. Can I jump on him? I can, but it will damage my mech. I'm still going to do it. It's funny.
Warning. Leg damage imminent.
Get Goomba stomped.
Enemy mech destroyed.
So if you haven't realised already, a standard mission in BattleTech can take quite a while.
Waiting for orders.
It's not a quick game, which is also why I haven't done very much despite playing for 6 hours. But it's fun. I've been really enjoying it. Some questionable AI, some questionable lack of direction, or ways to circumvent the necessity of being bogged down by so many menus. That's really the only negatives I find, and maybe the price is a little high, but that might also be to do with the price point they had to set during the Kickstarter, and they'll have to be reflecting that at retail.
Barely.
I don't know because I didn't follow the Kickstarter, but that might be the reason. The Shadowrun games were very fairly priced. So we did opt to shoot him. They got rid of his charges of evasive, but he was guarded, so they didn't do any damage. Alright, now can you get into a position where you can maybe see one of those
Waiting
tanks?
on you, Commander.
Not quite. Can you jump over? There you go. That's the sweet spot right there.
Taking the high road.
That is going to overheat me if I fire. Do it. Ooh, that's a tough tank. It barely overheated her, to be fair. We probably want Medusa to go next.
Engaging target.
I got it. Yeah, those sniper shots usually are a one-shot. She must have whiffed or
Vehicle
something.
down.
Because they're using the same gun, the PPC. Let's make
Standing by.
God move. He might get line of sight next turn if they crest the hill, actually.
Yes, I'm there.
Yes, I'm there. He's so posh, I like him. And we'll have you brace. And he cooled down totally as well. From where I am, I can't really do very... Pardon me, I apologize for that. I can't really do very much. So we'll jump over here and then... brace. Which lowered down our chance of falling and lowered our heat. So that's the thing, actually. Apparently I've given myself the hiccups. we finished destroying the Lance of Mechs and it didn't give us a runaway point, so we did actually have to destroy the reinforcements as well. It wasn't an optional objective. 2 of them left though. Don't know why that seems super quick for some reason.
Good to go.
So punching doesn't use overheat, right? Let's try punching the tank.
You betcha. This is gonna be good.
Nice. And by punch I mean stomp. Might still take more structural damage from being overheated though. Oh no, you actually cool down. She probably has heat sinks.
What do you need?
You'll overheat if you fire. God
Yes,
won't though.
boss.
Can you see him? Yeah, give it a go. Couldn't get through the armor. Nowhere close. Yeah, the PPC just pierces, I think. That's why it so easily does it. You would also overheat.
Standing by.
And you're not close enough to punch because of the... You're not close enough to jump on it either, damn it. You know what, just fire.
All weapons are go.
You missed! You missed with the one I needed to hit.
My mech is overheating.
Well, that's no good.
All weapons committed.
There we go. As soon as you expose a structure, that's when it does critical damage and explodes it. I'm gonna have a lot of mechs to repair because I overheated them. 3 of them.
Mission
But we did win. Took a little while. And as I said, missions in this are long. But that's how a standard mission goes outside of story ones. There is our completion bonus, 229 grand, so that's good. Yep, 3 mechs need repaired. Shouldn't need too many repairs, they didn't lose that much HP. So here we go, I can only guarantee myself 1 part. So let's see, what do I want? I would like a part of the Jenner. And it's going to give me 2 out of 3 parts. Once I get 3, we just get given a mech, because our mechanic puts them together. So we're going to confirm and then we'll get a random selection of a bunch of others. We actually got another Jenner part, so we should have one now. We've got a Panther part, we got a missile, and we got ammunition for SRMs. I think they're, oh yeah, they're the rockets. So we'll have a quick look at what you do after a mission. We'll take a look at our pilot skills, and then that is going to do it. I will be linking the Steam store page below if you're interested in checking out more info. Jenner Ds run hot and they run fast, but can quickly bound into combat to deliver a knockout punch, even against heavier units. Their capability with speed and weaponry tends to come at the expense of lower ammo capacity, though. So unfortunately I don't have enough room for the Jenner unless I'm willing to get rid of a different mech. Let's see, it's fast strike cavalry, 35 tons. How's that compared to the Firestarter? 35 tons as well. I'm going to send the Firestarter to storage because I don't think it's my style. So, before I forget though, we want to go to the mech bay first of all. And we want to get repair orders in. Ideally we want the ones that aren't that badly damaged repaired first. So 5 days, 8,000, sure. And then my Blackjack, 21 grand, 9 days, oof. And then the Vindicator, 21,000, 7 days. So we actually didn't make that much money when you deduct all these repairs, sadly. But yeah, we have this new mech. You can change kind of like the patterns based on the colours you've chosen for your company if you like. That'll do. And what does it come with? It comes with a bunch of jump jets, 2 medium lasers and 2 medium lasers on each side. So it's a laser mech. Heat efficiency is meh. Its movement is great though. So for its size, it's a Initiative 4 mech. It's got good movement. It's got movement comparable to some of the lighter mechs, but it's got the damage of a medium mech. So its one negative is its bad heat efficiency. So if we wanted to, we could refit it. Which again is kind of complicated and I don't really have time left in the video to go over this. But what I could do is say like, it doesn't really need 5 jump jets. So we could free up some tonnage by removing one of the jump jets and maybe putting in a heat sink just to help it with its heat efficiency. Because that seems to be its major problem. You can also affect how much armor it has, which in turn affects its maximum tonnage. But this is kind of like stuff you're going to have to discover for yourself to get into that. I'm going to leave it as is for now. I'm not sure whether or not I'm going to use it, but let's go to the barracks real quick and show you how leveling up works. Pilots get XP for surviving missions. Oh, I'm out of commission for 19 days, which is pretty rough. I've got 18,000 XP. You can have 2 special skills per pilot, but you can still put XP into every tree and you get stat bonuses depending on where you put it. So if I was to put it into another level of tactics, I get -1 to my indirect fire penalty. In other words, if I'm shooting at enemies I can't see. I could also give myself a higher unsteady threshold and more damage in melee, which is what I'm going to do.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Who else did we take on that mission? Glitch came on
I
that
hear
mission.
ya.
Sure, let's give you another level of piloting.
Training complete.
Commander.
God, when I got God, he was cheap when I got him because he started with terrible stats. So honestly, just give him like a base chance to hit with weapons.
Training complete.
Make his gunnery better. And then Medusa was pretty tough. And I can't actually buy any upgrades. Alright, this ran on long, but that's the way it goes with BattleTech. There's probably there's a bunch more side missions to choose from. They're getting tougher though, so I should probably think about doing that story mission sometime. I'm enjoying it. A few slight issues that I've mentioned, and the price is possibly a little high, but you're going to get your money's worth. I feel there's a lot to the game. The story is a little bit, it's the first Star Wars prequel, but told with less politics. At least it comes across that way to me. I don't really mind it. Some of it's voice acted, some of it isn't. It's more so just that the game is fun to play. But anyway, go check out the Steam store page if you want reviews from people who have put more time into it than I have. These have just been some first impressions, but thank you very much for watching them, and I will see you next time. Ta-ta for now.